Hello and welcome once again to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host. My name is Jabez Napoleon Ogbole. I'm very happy to be with you tonight. And this is always the highlight of my week, having the opportunity to be with you on Sunday evenings. So wherever you may be across the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me tonight and to join this program. Thank you once again. And remember, we are broadcasting live right now from the GBKM studio here in Toronto, in Canada. Thank you once again, guys. So yes, we are live right now on all our social media handle, YouTube, Facebook, and our handle is GBKM TV and GBKM FM. Thank you once again, guys. Awesome. Yes. Today is going to be very, very interesting, and I want to give a quick thank you to all our viewers and supporters, wherever you may be across the world. You make this show happen. This show will not exist without you, your support and your viewership. Thank you once again. And quickly, we must give a shout out to the companies and the individuals that actually support us financially to make this show possible. And I want to give a quick shout out to the AYE organization, African Young Entrepreneurs, based out of South Africa. Like I said, every week, check them out. They have the Entrepreneurship Trust Fund, wonderful platform whereby you can get instant loans within 1 minute. www.ayonline.org. And I want to give a shout out to Imani's Place, wonderful organization based here in Canada, trying to make sure that women, especially they cater to women, especially as a shelter and victims of homelessness, sex trafficking, domestic violence, etc. If you know a mother or a sister out there require their services, why not give them a shout out? www.imanisplace.org. And also Pan-African Arts, Culture and Trade Institute, www.pakati.org. And we have so many sponsors. And of course, Daniola Corporation, wonderful organization doing amazing work in the mining industry. And also Topron. Topron is a company based here in Canada, but they have location across the world and imparting people to get into the technology field, because technology is going to be the biggest employer of labor. That industry, come rain, come shine, you're going to keep employing labor. So thank you once again. Yes, so what is today's topic? Today's topic is Africa up for sale? Yes, it's quite a thought-provoking point of discussion today. It's a good question. Is Africa up for sale? And people will be asking me, what sort of question is that? I mean, what sort of data or analysis make you ask such question? Well, guys, like I always do every Sunday, I'm going to take you on a journey, and we're going to show you some information and data that supports this question. And it's not up to you. It's going to be open for discussion. Our phone lines are going to be open actually today, and you can actually call in. We're going to share that line shortly. And so I want to quickly, do a quick in-depth analysis of a very wonderful report I came across recently. It's actually called the Bloomberg Innovation Index. The Bloomberg Innovation Index. And you guys know what Bloomberg is. For those that don't know, Bloomberg is a company that actually delivers business and, market news, data and analysis on various things. They also have software as well that helps with, market trends and whatnot. So they have a yearly innovation index that talks about top companies. They look at various data. So you can go to, Google, just Google it and you'll be able to get the report. You can go to that website. So what is it about? The annual Bloomberg Innovation Index, this year is its 8th year. So they analyzed dozens of criteria using 7 metrics, which I'm going to share with you, including research, development spending, manufacturing capability, concentration on high-tech public companies. Okay, the ranking shed light on the abilities of economies to innovate, and this is very important. You know why? Because this report actually helped the top leaders. Every year we have what they call the World Economic Forum. So this report is one of the vital input at the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland. Okay, this is where the top leaders across the world meet and to discuss global industry trends and agendas. It's very, very important to shape the future of the entire global economy. So one of those data is they look at different things. So they look at research and development intensity, countries that are heavily involved in research and development. They look at patent activity, because when you have you have an idea and something, you can patent it. Look at, which countries are actually doing a lot of patents. You understand? What ideas are out there that is changing the life and the way we live and the way we work. They have tertiary efficiency, tertiary education. That is university, colleges. You understand? How good they are. They look at manufacturing. They look at productivity. They look at high-tech density and research concentration. So everybody gets, every country gets a score out of 100 in these 7 categories, and from there they can look at the most innovative country. So I'm going to quickly share that ranking right now on the screen, and so we can take a look. Of course, these are the top. It's such an interesting index, and you can see from there, Germany breaks. Korea has always been leading. But this year, Germany has actually broken Korea's 6-year streak as the most innovative nation. That's interesting. Of course, we know that Germany is very innovative, but they're actually the top. One would think that America would have been number 1 there, but no. Germany is there, even South Korea, because why is Germany number 1? If you can see on the screen right now, because of the high-tech density and patent activity. So there's a lot of, technology advancement and discovery, and there's a lot of patent activity in that country. We know South Korea is involved in a lot of research and development. And number 3 is Singapore. Wonderful. Why? Whoa, they are ranked number 1 in terms of tertiary efficiency. So each of these categories, there are countries that lead. And we can see that in terms of tertiary efficiency, university, etc., Singapore leads. So this is very wonderful because Singapore is now in the 3rd. However, United States of America fell. Why China move up a spot. So you can see that China is doing well as well. So this is just the top 10, and it's very important that this is what we actually, it shows the country that is being innovative and taking the leadership role in several sectors of the economy. And I had to share this because the top list, obviously, we do not see any, African or Asian countries on this list. But I have a more detailed list that actually look at where some of these African countries are, which is very important. And I'll quickly share that. I'll speak to that right now. Yes. So, yes, guys. So the world biggest economy, China, is now number 15. And China's strong performance probably shows that it was busy building up and readying for prolonged trade war, and thus urgently needed to do a lot of insourcing and getting up the value chain of manufacturing. China is a big manufacturing powerhouse. Innovation is a very critical driver for growth and prosperity, guys. You understand? So we need to be able to look at some of these African nations, Caribbean nations, Asian nations, and see how we can begin to be more competitive. We can't just be consuming, and we need to be able to be productive. Because I always say, guys, people always blame government, but government is not a machine. Government are people. There's an individual out there. These are people's fathers, people's husbands, brothers, people's sisters. So, I mean, some of these people went to school with us, and we can always reach out to them. And even we ourselves, last week I shared a very wonderful report that talks about remittance, the inflow of money from citizens of various countries in the diaspora, they send money back home. And we saw a huge chunk of billions and billions of dollars being repatriated back to many of these countries. So which means we do have a huge role to play in the advancement of our countries. So it's very important, guys. So this is why I had to share this Bloomberg innovation report with us once again, just to see, you understand, how we can be able to push our own countries, you understand, on top of that list. Because at the end of the day, what this ranking is all about is based on those key 7 factors. I mean, we should be able to lead one of these 7 factors. If we're not able to lead in research and development, at least, let's begin to, look for innovative idea and begin to patent a lot of these ideas. Or if not, why not build up on our tertiary institute? You understand? Our universities will be very good so that we can be very, very competitive. The future generation that is coming up can be able to compete, you understand, with their counterparts in Europe, in Asia, in North America, etc. So this is why I had to bring up this report. And I'm going to play a video as well because, like I said, we're going to have guests calling, and we're going to have a discussion. This video is very, very interesting. I came across it and I had to share that video, but we're not going to go there right now, because we still have to look at some of the African countries on this list, this innovation. Bloomberg Innovation Index. We're going to look at African countries. The big winners in 2020 rank economies was led by Slovenia. Slovenia actually moved up the list. We don't have that chart on the screen right now, but I'm just going to say it out. So Slovenia gained 10 spots to number 21, and Chile climbed 7 spots to number 51. And okay, for economies that entered the innovation index for the first time, we have an African country based on innovation. And I'm sure you'll be wondering what African country is actually that. Yes, Algeria made the list. Okay, guys, Algeria made the list. Why? Because of they were ranked higher in one of the 7 categories which has to do with innovation. Okay, so at the end of the day, Algeria is number 49 on that list as well. We have Egypt. So Egypt, Algeria made the list. South Africa made the list as well. Okay, and let me see what spot some of these African countries actually had. Algeria is number 49. You know, they are number 7 in terms of tertiary efficiency, so they are very good university, and they're number 12 in terms of manufacturing. Also, we have South Africa. South Africa is number 50. On that list, they came number 41 in research and development, and they are number 28 in patent activity. So there's a whole lot of work. South Africa, you know, kudos. They are really trying to ramp up manufacturing in those countries. It seems that you know, a lot of individuals or maybe institutes are doing a lot of research and development and begin to make discoveries, groundbreaking discoveries. On that list as well, we have Tunisia number 52. India is number 54. And Egypt is number 58. Egypt is number 58. So, I mean, this data, I mean, where did they get this data from? There's several sources of this data. You know, Bloomberg, we have the International Labour Organization, we have IMF, International Monetary Fund, we have World Bank, we have the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and we have World Intellectual Property Organization, United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So this is where all this data come from. Bloomberg analyzes it and they come up with this report. And this is why in Davos, this is very, very important. And this is why you see these countries are really, really doing well. I mean, you can't deny the fact that China is doing very well in terms of manufacturing and their spot in the global economy. You can't deny Germany and America as well. And guys, we really need to, you know, speak more to our leaders to see how they can engage, you know, more of their citizens. A lot of us are in the diaspora out of our countries because we couldn't find a conducive environment, but several of us are doing extremely well in countries outside of our country of birth. And I mean, I believe that this government can tap into, you know, these huge human resources, and they can do great things if they are allowed. Okay, guys. So that's very important. I'm going to play a video for you, but before we do that, we're going to go on a quick break, and so please stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to play this thought-provoking video. It's actually a video from one of the speakers from the TED conference, and we're going to have some people calling, and we're just going to discuss and see, okay, what's the way forward, guys. So stay tuned, do not go away, and I'll be right back.
Do you know who you are? What is your name?
Sometimes you wonder why and wonder how. Don't be alone, just stay calm, cause even if you choose or not to.
My child, recite the words of this ancient mythology. The wisdom I disperse in this verse, no apology. Memorized to keep you from evil theology. For you, the dark Ahuya denied your equality. See, for generations we perpetrated psychology. Divide and conquer each other, really lynch policy. You cannot build each other up, how will you build economy?
All right, welcome back once again, and thank you so much. And if you're just joining us, yes, we're live right now on the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, JP's Napoleon Ogbole, and please remember, we are also live on Facebook. You can also check out our website, www.gbkm.fm. You also have our videos there. And remember, we pride ourselves, this network, we pride ourselves as a mouthpiece of the community. We have several shows on this platform. So check out our website, and you can see some of those shows and the schedule as well, which date and time some of those shows are broadcasted. But check out our YouTube channel at GBKM TV, and you see a whole lot of our programs. Even this show will be available after the live production, and you can see the recordings in our YouTube channel. So remember to share, subscribe, tell your friends and family. Okay, guys. So yes, before we went on a break, we talked about the Bloomberg Innovation index, and we saw that it was only 2 North African countries and one South African country, which is South Africa, that made our list. Unfortunately, East, Central, and West Africa, no countries made that list. A whole lot of Asian countries too did not make that list, and obviously our Caribbean brothers and sisters, the countries over there, didn't make that list. And guys, we just need to be able to, because there's so much of the citizens of these countries in various parts of the world doing exceptionally well, and I believe that the government can reach out to these people and begin to have this partnership and begin to use these people who have this brilliant ideas and doing so much across the globe, guys. So yes, before we left, I said I was going to play a video. I'm going to have some people calling and we can discuss it. But before I play that video, like I said, the video is from a TEDx event. A TEDx event is a local gathering where live talks, performances are shared within the community. It's an event. The event is always filled with brilliant speakers. Okay, it's not political or it's not for profit. It's filled with brilliant speakers, and they discuss thought-provoking video and mind-blowing conversation. So I came across this one, which is about Africa, which shows about some of the things that's happening. I won't go into the video. I want you to watch it and you be the judge. Actually, this individual, I'll introduce her. Her name is Marlene Bart Williams. So she made this talk at TEDx in Berlin. And I mean, she's German. She was born in Germany. She identifies as Sierra Leonean. Okay, she's an African lady. She's a writer, a filmmaker, and a German fashion designer. I mean, she studied economics and finance, and she's quite a brilliant mind. So we're going to quickly play that video, and we're going to take your reactions once we come back. So please watch.
One thing that keeps me puzzled, despite having studied finance and economics at the world's best universities, the following question remains unanswered. Why is it that 5,000 units of our currency is worth 1 unit of your currency, where we are the ones with the actual gold reserves? It's quite evident that the aid is in fact not coming from the West to Africa, but from Africa to the Western world. The Western world depends on Africa in every possible way, since alternative resources are scarce out here. So how does the West ensure that the free aid keeps coming? By systematically destabilizing the wealthiest African nations and their systems, and all that backed by huge PR campaigns, leaving the entire world under the impression that Africa is poor and dying and merely surviving on the mercy of the West. Well done, Oxfam, UNICEF, Red Cross, Life Aid, and all the other organizations that continuously run multi-million-dollar advertisement campaigns depicting charity porn to sustain that image of Africa globally. Ad campaigns paid for by innocent people under the impression to help with their donations. While one hand gives under the flashing lights of cameras, the other takes in the shadows. We all know the dollar is worthless, while the euro is merely charged with German intellect and technology, and maybe some Italian pasta. How can one expect donations from nations that have so little? It's super sweet of you to come with your colored paper in exchange for our gold and diamonds. But instead, you should come empty-handed, filled with integrity and honor. We want to share with you our wealth and invite you to share with us. The perception is that a healthy and thriving Africa would not disperse its resources as freely and cheaply, which is logical. Of course, it would instead sell its resources at world market prices, which in turn would destabilize and weaken Western economies, established on the post-colonial free meal system. Last year, the IMF reports that 6 out of 10 of the world's fastest growing economies are in Africa, measured by their GDP growth. The French Treasury, for example, is receiving about $500 billion year in, year out, foreign exchange reserves from African countries based on colonial debt they forced them to pay. Former French President Jacques Chirac stated in an interview recently that we have to be honest and acknowledge that a big part of the money in our banks comes precisely from the exploitation of the African continent. In 2008, he stated that without Africa, France will slide down in the rank of a third world power. This is what happens in the human world, the world we have created. Have you ever wondered how things work in nature? One would assume that in evolution the fittest survives. However, in nature, any species that is overhunting, overexploiting the resources they depend on as nourishment, natural selection would sooner or later take the predator out because it offsets the balance.
All right, welcome back, guys. That was quite a thought-provoking video. So yes, guys, so the lines are open. So you can call 1-866-613-1960. You know, call in, let's discuss this, and let me hear your opinion out there. Okay, so we're going to leave the line open. So we actually have a caller. Oh, okay, we have a caller right now. So we're going to bring in that caller, and we're just going to discuss this video and see, you know, what he or she thinks about what was said. All right, hello.
Hello.
Awesome. Hello, sir. Okay, so we have a caller, and hello, can you hear?
Hello.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
welcome. Awesome. Welcome on board. So, yes, we have Dr. Walter Anuku on the line. So, sir, did you watch the video?
Yes, I
Yes.
watched it, and I want to thank you first and foremost for your talks. It's quite inspiring, and I appreciate you. I hope you keep doing the good work.
Thank you.
Sure, I watched the video, but I had mixed feelings, and I'm gonna approach my response from 4 perspectives.
Okay.
Now, she talked about exchange rates, and she said exchange rates are 4, 5, and 5 chasing 1. All right. I fault her statement there because exchange rate has determinants. It's common in economics. All right.
Okay.
There are factors that determine exchange rates. All right.
Okay.
So, such as inflation, interest rate, and terms of trade, speculations, and so many other factors. So it's not something actually that we fix. It's not fixable anywhere. You talked about innovation when you started this talk.
Yes.
And so Africa is not innovating. She talked about the fact that we have crude oil and we just have weak exchange rate.
Okay.
What have we been able to do with the crude oil? Have we been able to turn it into anything else? We can't even do refining on our own. And so we shouldn't even bug ourselves as developing countries with exchange rate, because exchange rate does not really determine the standard of living of a people.
Yes, sir. And I understand that, Dr. Walter, but these are all economic determinants, which is based on several factors, and we agree on that. But, I mean, with regards to the trade deficit, because it seems that Africa is the source of so many raw materials, and there's so much going out, and what we get in return is it creates a trade deficit, and as a result, Africa doesn't get enough to innovate and become a manufacturing powerhouse to be able to produce their own goods. So that's what what is the solution to that, in your opinion? Yes, we understand the interest rate is differential, is a bit a dicey topic, but what are some of the solutions that we can begin, in our own generation? What's in your opinion?
Okay, good question. So the thing is this: if you say we don't have enough money for to innovate or manufacture, that's not true. We have a lot of money. Awesome. And as I always say, Africa is poor because Africa is rich, because we have so much. And so it has created a problem where people come and the tendency they have is just to take it, all right, for personal pocket. The problem has been quality. The problem of manufacturing in developing countries is quality. our products don't measure up with products from other continents.
But why is that? Is it that we have brain drain? Is that what you're saying?
Not really brain drain, but I think we should start like, there is this style that China used.
Okay.
China used a style such as, learning by manufacturing. All
Okay.
right. Now China can buy a product from United States, open it up, and quickly understand how it was done and do it exactly the same way. All right. So they can meet up with quality, although that is against intellectual property. Again, we can go under licensing and get some of this product and be able to do them and sell them directly. All right. But our quality has been the problem. Now, you will agree with me that the productivity of an African is different from that of European or the American. And so the productivity of our people are quite low. And so if we focus on doing things right, manufacturing our products right, we will get it. But will it be acceptable in the outside market? So if it is acceptable and we can make our products preferred to other people, then we can start bringing up products and we can start selling things our own way.
And I agree with that. Sorry to cut you short. But even if you feel that our product may not meet standards of the European market, etc., but at least if we're able to produce, Africa is able to produce the product, we have enough population to even consume that product. Because right now it seems that we're a consuming nation and Africa imports a lot.
That's true. That's true. We import a lot. But the thing is this, we have a lot of people in Africa that is traveled, right? Mm-hmm. Now you can't force us to choose a product. If you're producing something in Africa, you have to let it compete with products that are coming in from outside Africa. And so that's the problem, the quality problem. Now, let's assume you have a pen, you produce a pen. Let's choose a country like Senegal.
Okay.
And there is another pen from Paris, France. And it comes into Senegal. Now, will that pen produced in Senegal, will it stand the test of time with the pen coming in from Paris? That's the problem. That's something we should make sure we're able to capture. Otherwise, because people are open to other products, there is this tendency for people to go with a product with a higher quality. Now, there is another, let me give you another instance.
Okay.
There is this innocent product, innocent cars that are manufactured in Nigeria, West Africa.
Okay.
Does that innocent, can it stand the test of time with, let's say, Kia? Can it stand the test of time with Volvo? Now, these are important things because before the innocent, Nigerians are using other products from Japan, from Germany, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, from France. And so we must focus on quality as a people.
But how do we arrive at that point? How do we arrive at that point whereby we're able to produce quality? Is this something that the government need to emphasize more on, or is this something the private sector, the citizens can take up on?
Well, it can start from both sides. The government, especially, the government can champion it. If we have people that are ready and willing to move the country forward, they can start it, they can champion it. Otherwise, the people can also come together and push for it. But I don't see that happening in Africa, whereby the people will push for anything. The people hardly push for anything. The government takes them in any direction, all right? And so it has to start from the government. The government need to push it. The government need to understand what quality is. They need to bring in quality experts to make sure that whatever we produce is of world standard. If we can do that, then we are getting close.
Wonderful, but don't you think a lot of migrants, a lot of experts in Europe and North America and other parts of the world who originally come from Africa? I mean, even I'm sure if you go to some of the industries in Germany and America, the brains that come up with this idea are probably Africans. So I find it a bit hard to agree with you with regards to the quality issues, because we have a whole lot of smart people. We have a lot of innovators, you understand, outside of Africa. So can't they not tap into this pool of resource.
Yes, you're right. Let me tell you something. You see, there is a system in place. Now, the developed country, if we're looking at developmental economics and what makes other countries what they are today, is because there are institutions. And everyone that comes in, you follow what? The laid down rules. Now, most developing countries like Africa, the rules are broken. The rules are flagrantly broken without recourse to consequences. And so anyone can do whatever and go away with it. But in developed countries, in the Western world, it doesn't matter who they put there. You will 99% of the time follow the rules. And so if we're building a quality system, like I'm profiling, if we're building a quality system in Nigeria, there must be a laid down rules. In Africa, wherever, Senegal, Sierra Leone, let us build institutions. It doesn't matter who comes there. European can come and work
right
for
now,
us. Yeah.
on the Bloomberg Innovation Report, which I just shared, we have 3 African countries there. So it means that Egypt, Algeria, South Africa is doing something right.
Yes, actually, they are actually taking some steps. Now, these things don't come by chance. There are deliberate steps to getting it. We can sit down. African countries cannot just sit down and have their names pop up on Bloomberg list. No, there are deliberate steps. Now, I see you mentioned South Africa, that South Africa is moving forward. I have a colleague that is also a lecturer in South Africa. You know how much vote they give them for research? He has over $300,000 as a lecturer, not as a department, that he controls for research. Just him as an individual. That you can find in any West African country. That a lecturer has a direct vote to that amount of money. So when you see South Africa moving forward, you don't argue it, or you're not surprised. And so there are deliberate steps. And if we must get it right, we must follow those deliberate steps.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Walter. We are, unfortunately, we're out of time. It's quite an interesting topic, and people have different opinions. So, guys, unfortunately, at this point in time, there's no more time. This show is 30 minutes long. And thank you so much, Dr. Walter Anuku, for your feedbacks. And we hope to have you again on the show to discuss some of your recommendations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for spending your Sunday evening with me, and wherever you may be part of the world. If it's money over there, thank you for spending your money with me as well. So as we come to the end of the show, I want to say thank you once again. So remember, like, subscribe, and share these videos. Let's start this discussion. You understand? And let's try to move the continent forward. And I'm saying this because we in the diaspora have a huge role to play. You understand? We have to be able to, use the wealth of wisdom, finances, to begin to do projects in those continents, and begin to work with this government and begin to sponsor a lot of some bills and some get some lobbyists, you understand, to lobby for some of these changes, guys. So, guys, this show is always about topics of discussion that affect you and I. And thank you once again for joining me. And please remember, you're always a positive force. I always say it every week. Multiple streams of income. We need to be able to, create wealth. And please be a good ambassador wherever you may be. Represent your brand, represent your country, your homes and community, and be an impact. Okay, guys. So thank you once again. And remember, you're always in the spotlight, and the change you seek begins with you. Good night.
Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show? Or are you a business person or entrepreneur interested in building a brand for yourself? Can you connect with an audience and have strong social media skills? If so, the GBKM Network would love to invite you to join our team. We're looking for driven, genuine folks who are willing to work hard as an independent broadcaster. If this sounds like you, come join our team. For more information, email your resume to career@gbkm.fm. That is career, CAREER, at gbkm.fm. It's time to turn your passion into a career. Do you believe you could host an entertaining, engaging, and thoughtful weekly show? Or are you a business person or entrepreneur interested in building a brand for yourself? Can you connect with an audience and have strong social media skills? If so, the GBKM Network would love to invite you to join our team. We're looking for driven, genuine folks who are willing to work hard as an independent broadcaster. If this sounds like you, come join our team. For more information, email your resume to career@gbkm.fm. That is career, CAREER, at gbkm.fm. It's time to turn your passion into a career.